Welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I hope you're having a good morning. It's a bit of excitement here today because Elf has arrived, and that always means lots of excitement in our household because it must be getting close to Christmas. And of course, tomorrow is the 1st of December, when normally in this household trees go up and Elf arrives, but everything's happened a bit early this year. Don't know why. I think it's a very enthusiastic 15-year-old. Anyhow, I'm just going to make sure we're going live in the right place because there's nothing worse than going live in the wrong place. So we're live where we should be, and we are going to go straight in and create a card. Now today I wanted to show you that sometimes you may not have exactly what you want, or you might have a different stamp set and you want to turn it into a Christmas card. And this is what I'm going to do today with the classic wedding set. This is a new bundle that's come out from Stampin' Up on their online store. And online. Had to think about that for a minute. The online store. And yes, it is a wedding set, but we're going to do a Christmas card with it. So I'm going to pop you down to the desk. We'll have a look at it. We'll also use the paper we used last week, which we made this card for. Now that paper is pinks and reds and gold. It's this one here. I think actually that's a better version of it. So we're going to use that paper, which is called something elegance. Hang on. It is the marbled elegance. So I'll show you what we're using and how we're going to make a Christmas card out of non-Christmas stuff. So let's get down to the desk. Now we'll just do a flip. There's the roof. There's the desk. Now I've got a little piece of paper here so this doesn't fall out today. And hopefully we can get this so it sits. Ooh, it's just not quite wanting to do it for me. There we go. That wasn't as bad as it's been. She laughs. Very amateur work here. So that looks pretty good. We're looking like we've got everything in the camera. So let's get started. This is the set we're working with. It's called Classic Wedding. Comes with a car and a few bits and pieces for the wedding. Again, you cut out the car, you can cut out roses and flags and all sorts of things, banners and bumpers and hearts, cans, for these cans here, that tie on the back of the car. It says on your wedding day, to the happy couple, cheers, congratulations. We're going to turn it into a Christmas card. And we're going to use this elegance paper, this marbled elegance. And the piece we're going to use, I've already got out, is this piece here. So it's similar to what we used last week. In fact, it's the same piece, only this one's got more red in it. This one's more pink and white. And we're going to make a Christmas card using this lovely piece of red card and these things here. So first of all, I'm going to get straight in and we are going to cut, and I'm going to keep it fairly basic. We're just cutting a normal card. So we'll get this basic white cardstock. This is the thick one so that we can make a firm card. And we're just going to do our normal cut, which is half a sheet, which is 14.8 centimetres. And then we're just going to fold it in half by putting the corners up in here, making sure all that's aligned, and then using our bone folder along here. So we get a perfect shaped card. Pop that aside for another card another day. And then we're going to take, I want a piece of this. I think we'll cut it at, I'm going to cut it at 10.5. And I like this piece up here that has a bit of white in it and a bit of gold, a bit of everything. And we're cutting this at 14.8. So this is actually going to sit directly on top of our card. Okay. I'm also going to cut another piece of white cardstock, but I'm not going to use the thick cardstock. I'll save that for cards. I want to use just some of the plain white cardstock, and I'm going to cut this at 1 centimetre under. I can't see, the light's shining. I think that's about right. 13.8 and 9.5. Does that look about right to me? You know what? I'm going to take it 0.5 centimetre down. Let's make it 9. I want to see a bit more of that colour. And 13.3. Let's see how that looks. Do we have a bit more colour coming around the edge? Yes, we do. Okay. So that's our cutting done with this. But I do want to cut a few other things in a minute. We will take this piece and my stamping mat, piercing mat. Now these are fantastic. Remember, if you've not got one, you really do need to get one. These polymer stamps have no give in them, not like the rubber stamps. So it's good to stamp on a mat to get a better image. And I find if my image is bigger than my ink pad, this is the best way to ink it up. So we're just going to we're just going to stamp that there. But I'm going to bring this piece in also. And we're going to ink up again. And I'm going to stamp that in the middle here. And we'll pop that aside. Now, that's black stamping finished. What else are we going to stamp? We're going to do a bit of stamping before we bring in the... I should have stamped that to the side. No, that was a bit wasteful. We will stamp this one. Where is the ink? I want to stamp this one in red. Now, this is going to be a banner that's out of this set, and it's going to go across the back of the card. So we'll put that out of the road. And I'm going to stamp a sentiment. Now, it's very hard to do a Christmas card without any Christmas stuff. I will admit that. So I am bringing in this stamp set, and I'm using the words Good Tidings. And inside I'm going to use Let's Decorate the Season with Happiness, and I'm using this. But that's the only Christmassy component. So it just shows you can bring just a tad of Christmas from something else and make a completely different looking card. Now I want to show you, I've already lined it up, but we'll do it again. This is a straight, it's been bent for a little bit. This is a straight stamp, but I want it to fit in there. So I'm going to put my block on top, and I'm going to have to stand up so that my head is right above this. And you're going to make sure we get it up the right way. I'm just using the stamped image underneath to curl that into the right shape, so that when I stamp it, and then I can look and check it this way, and when I stamp it, it will fit in there. Okay? That's a little hint. You can do that with the polymer stamps. You can't do it with the rubber stamps. Well, not as easy. Again, I'm going to stand up while I stamp so I can look straight down. And there we go. Oh, it wasn't very neat stamping, but it's stamped. So we'll put that aside for a minute. Now, I might have to bring in another piece. Let me see if I can fit this in here. No, I should have had my car over further. That's a bit wasteful of me. We'll just bring in this piece. I've got a piece of scrap here. And I'm going to stamp the reef. Get nice and juicy. I love these colours together. It's going to be Shaded Spruce, which is one of our really deep greens, and Real Red. And we've got the gold, but of course I don't have a gold stamp pad, so I'm using the Wild Wheat. Now, we have those all stamped. Before I close up my Shaded Spruce ink, I'm going to open my card up and stamp this stamp in the middle here too. And I'm going to get my greeting and get the gold, and I'm going to stamp it up the right way. Let's decorate the season with happiness. So, but we're going to do a little bit of colouring. In here, I might just pop that aside. There's a little fish from last week. I don't know where you've come from, or the week before. We're just going to colour the berries on the inside one. This is quick colouring today. So I'm just using the right and colour markers, or the right markers, as they call them. These ones, Stamp and Write, because I don't want the colour to leach through, and the blends, the colour will leach through the paper because it's alcohol. So let's do the berries on this one too. And on this one, I want to colour some of these leaves in. So this is the Shaded Spruce blend. This is the same colour as what I stamped, but it'll give a slightly different colour to it. I'm just going to... There's 3 different types of leaves that are white here. We've got some little leaves in the background that are stamped, but I'm just going to colour in these other leaves so the reef looks nice and full. Good morning, Liz. I'm glad you can join me this morning. I hope you're having a lovely morning. There was lots of excitement here this morning when Elf was discovered. Now I'm using the lighter blend, which is the Shaded Spruce, but the lighter one of it. And I will colour these bigger ones. So you can see that there's a bit of a difference in the colours. Not a lot. As it dries it, you might see a larger difference. But it just gives this reef a variety. Oh, I've missed one. I'll have to go back and get him. Oh, no, you're in hospital? Oh, that's not good. Oh, I hope you're okay, Liz. I hope you're okay. We'll have to send you some get well vibes. It's not what you want just before Christmas, is it? And the third colour I'm going to do with these big round leaves is the, I'm using Pretty Peacock, but the light Pretty Peacock. So it's a bit more bluey. A bit like a gum leaf, really, isn't it? Nice big rounded shapes. And we've only got one other bit of colouring in we're doing after our reef. And that's our tyres, because we've got to colour the car's tyres in. Oh, that end's not working too well. Let's use this one. Oh, I didn't close my stamp pad after all that. Oh, no, I'm going to use it. That's why I've left it out. Not thinking, am I? I'm too busy concerned about Liz. Oh, Liz, that's not good. Big C, not good. I'm sorry, Liz. Hopefully they've got it all quickly and you'll be fine. But that's not what you want before Christmas, so my heart goes out for you. You try and get yourself your rest and look after yourself and put yourself first so your body can get rid of that nasty stuff. So I've done my colouring in for the day, but this looks a bit bare there. So I'm going to take my blender brush so I don't have to colour. Now this is what I'm talking about the bleeding through. You don't want that look on the back of your card. So instead, I'm just going to use the blender brush and I'm just blending some colour up and around. So there's a bit of colour there, but it's not overpowering and it's not seeping through. So there's a bit of colour inside the card ready to go. So that's the inside of the card done. You never thought we'd get that done first, did you? That's the stamping done. So let's work out what we've got to cut out. I'll get both lots of dies because we've got to take out of this one. This is the dies that go with the Sophisticated Sled set because we're going to cut out that wreath. So I'll put that aside. Now I need to cut out the car, not once, but twice, because this is how we're going to colour our car in. And I've got some gold here. Oh, this is going to be for our banner. And I need the bumper bar, the back window, and where did I see them? These two little bits here. So they're the bits we've got to cut. So we'll pull all this aside. We'll pop our card over here for the minute. Now I'll do this piece first. And why we're doing this is we're going to be putting a piece over this, so no one's going to see that I've cut the car out, but I'm not wasting this paper in here, just sitting here and getting another piece for the car. So I'll show you how that all works. I'm sure you've seen this trick before, but it's a way to save paper. So there's that car cut out. And now I can still put that on the front of my card, like so. And then when I put this piece over it, no one's going to know I took that out of the centre. Okay. So there's the car. Now we need to cut. We'll pull it back this way so I can line it up easier. we'll put that there. Hopefully she stays there as I want it. And we'll put this here. Let's turn it this way. I might have more success. I can see it better. This is, I find, I used to have a magnetic one and I loved it because they didn't jump around as much. But we haven't got a magnetic one at the moment. That's looking pretty good. So we have our banner and our car. Put the car die up in my little bowl up there. This is my bowl where I put all my magnetic, it's my magnetic bowl where I put all my dies once I'm finished with them. And I've got a stray die in here at the moment. I don't know what that one's off. I have to find its home. Now, this one I find I just need to work out which way it goes first. And that's the way it goes. That looks pretty good. Now, these two. This die goes up here. And this one, the bumper bar. We went. Oh, that was very good of you. Jumped in. Where's my pick? Just got to push that through and get that one out. There's the reef. Now, all these little ones tend to stay up here, so I'm just going to push them all off onto here and we can work out what we've got. As we go. Before we get rid of this, I'm going to do one other thing, and that is I'm going to emboss this piece of white paper so it's not just flat. Now, you could leave it white just as it is. It is going to stay. Well, you could leave it white, or you could emboss it with any embossing folder. I have chosen one of the Christmas ones because I do like the idea of it driving off into the trees. But you could do any embossing folder just to give it a pattern behind it. But I'll show you what I'm going to do. So, let's pop this out of the road. With all its plates. Oh, there's that other little one. That one was missing. They like to hide the little ones. And we might just grab, I can see I've got a bit of ink up there. We might just do that. We don't want ink everywhere. So let's start. Oh, well, there's one other thing I'm going to do, but with ink. And then we're finished with the ink. I'm going to bring back the shaded spruce. It's a bit dull in here today, isn't it? I'm going to bring the shaded spruce back. It's because it's such a dull day outside. Actually, I wonder if I do this. I've got the blind open. That might make it a bit better. How's that? Don't know if it's any better or not. I'm just going to put some colour up those trees. And I want it fairly thick on the bottom to show that it's more like a piece of land down here. So just giving it a little bit of colour. So there's a couple of little elements that are a bit Christmassy, but it just shows you can, if you only have one or two little elements that are Christmassy, you still can do a variety of things. Now let's glue this on the front. Of the card. Let's pop that on here. And we'll glue this on too. Now I like to use quite a bit of glue over the embossed bit because not all of that is going to touch the card below. So that's the front starting to take shape. Now we're going to build our car, and the first thing I'm going to do is cut the tyres off. In fact, I kept cutting the bumper bar off too. I'm going to actually take it slightly down here. So it's a very easy cut. It's hard to see because it's got I've so much gold under it, but oh yes, I've stayed on the right line. And this is going to be glued on here with our bumper bar underneath. And then we're going to glue some of those other little gold bits on. I think that's looking all right. When you don't have your head directly over it, it's a bit hard to see sometimes. Now, I'm just using this liquid glue. I could have used behind here some adhesive sheets, but I'm just using the liquid glue and my fingers have got sticky. And a bit of glue got on there, so we'll wipe it off. Now let's put our window on. Now before I do, no, I didn't use that one. I used this and I just coloured in the window part. This is the Smoky Slate blend, and it just darkens those windows a little bit and gives them some definition. Now let's do this bit. So put the frames around the windows. And again, I'll just dab it with a wipe. Now there's lights on the side here. And I'm just going to pop them in. I think I'm going to pop my glue here and here. And I'm going to use my pick to get them in place. because they are a bit fiddly. And this one. Now, over here, we have more different shaped lights you can use. They're the inserts of the window. And this is the lock for the boot. I suppose I could put that on. I don't think you'll see it though, but let's pop it on just in case. Depends how it all sits together today. So again, that's the car put together. Now, you could colour, this stamp set comes with a stamp that colours this back of the car in. And I was going to do that, but then I decided I would use the paper because it was so beautiful. And that's going to sit on there. But I need to get reef on, and I'm going to do that with dimensionals. I've got a few here, a few bits on the edges we can use. I'll just break them off. Oh look, there's one whole one here. Oh no, I'll have half one. I want the one behind it. I'm being fussy, but I think these are a little bit narrower and I can bend the ends. So let's pop that on the car. Where's my pick? I've got lots of bits here, haven't I? And which way? They've got to be able to see out the back, don't they? Maybe there. And because everything else is so blingy, we better add some bling here to all the leaves. Wink Stella is one of my favourite things during the Christmas period because I use it on just about everything because I figure Christmas needs to be blingy. Now sometimes a little bit of colour can transfer onto the brush, but it doesn't look like it has now. And let's just add some bling. I'm just going over here and just rubbing so that the pieces that are sticking up from the embossing are catching some bling. And you can see the colour is transferring onto the brush, but that's all right. I'll show you how to get rid of that. You just take your scrap of paper from here and you just wipe it until it comes clean. And then it's fine. A bit more on this side. So now I've got my bling there. Or should I put bling in here? We should, shouldn't we? I think so. Bit of sparkle in here. It is Christmas after all. And I'll just clean the brush while I do the reds. And I'll clean the brush again. While that dries, let's work out our sign. It's going to go, yeah, it's going to cover up that piece at the back here for the boot, but that's all right. I'm just going to do it like that, but I want it to stick up. So I'm going to get some more of these. I'm just going to cut them. I'm going to put one on each side. And I'm going to, because I know the middle's going to be in here, I'm going to put two, one on top of the other, so that it sits up nicely. Get all this off. No, not where I want it exactly. There. We'll get rid of these bits. We don't need these bits. This is all dry now, so that's the inside of the card. I could just glue that on, but it's Christmas. Let's bling it up. Got all these bits from the side here. You don't waste anything. That one can fit there. There's that little piece that's just floating. You can go there. We'll put this piece here. That'll hold it. And that can go in the bin. So let's get all these off. And we're going to pop this here. And of course, we have to add more bling. Can't not. These are called the adhesive back metal gems, and I think this is about the 5th pack I've opened this Christmas. I love these. These are fantastic. They go with just about any Christmas card. You've got your bronze, your gold and your silver, and you've got the large and the small. For this one, we need the gold. So we're going to stick, I think I'm just going to stick with the small ones on this. And although they're outside trees, let's put a bit of deco on their trees, eh? Like so. Because I don't think it needs any more bling down the bottom. What do you think? Enough bling on there for Christmas? So you might have a wedding set, but I've just turned that into a Christmas card, which actually some of the members of my family love cars, would probably love this card. And inside I've just put, again, the little bit. So the only Christmas, remember, is we've used a reef and two little lots of words. And the rest, we've just used what I've had. Okay? Hopefully you like that. I liked it. It was different. All right, I'm going to turn you back to me. Oh, thank you, Liz. Oh, and it doesn't sound good, Liz. You're going to have to give me a message and tell me how you're doing. And maybe I can get a card to you. A get well card. We're thinking of you. Because we are thinking of you. And we'd like to know that you're going to be okay. Of course you're going to be okay. It's Christmas. We're going to make sure you're okay. Well, I hope. In the meantime, have a good week. You rest up, Liz, and do whatever they tell you so you get back on your feet quickly. I'm going to be actually coming to you. You're probably having a chance now, Liz. You'll be able to watch me every day. I'm going to come to you at 10 o'clock every day for the next 12 days. Tomorrow is my 12 Days of Christmas special. And we are going to be doing a lot of 3D items. So we're going to do gift boxes, we're going to do wreaths, we're doing little decorations. We're going to come across as many things as I can think of that is a little bit different, a little bit out there, and we'll keep the cards maybe for when we're finished. All right, you have a good week, everyone, and especially Liz. We're thinking of you, Liz, and I will see you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. So join me at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and we're going to come up with a surprise. Okay, take care. Bye bye.